You're good, Lance.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have Connie on here? Do not have Connie on here? Okay. Connie, Ridley is going to join us from warm weather, hopefully warm weather, wherever she is. And when she does, we'll be able to communicate with her. Let's start out, welcome everyone. Full contingent here this time. Let's start off with the oral and written communications. Everybody get a chance to take a look at the minutes for the February 4th meeting.
As always, they are excellent, and I would move to approve them.
A second. Thank you, Cindy and Tracy. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carried. Go to the annual Warsaw Police Department traffic report. Chief Whitaker, we have a revision of the previous report. I believe that's in your packet, correct?
Seems like I've been here before, yes.
Okay.
So as presented, I think you've all received a copy of the 2025 annual traffic report. Per ordinance to be presented to the Board of Works, the Traffic Commission, and then the Common Council. I did send an email this morning to all the council members with this attached, and I'll place a hard copy in each of your, at City Hall as well.
Significant changes at all, or have you determined there anything?
The initial, from when I initially, we've since presented this document to the Warsaw Board of Works. But the amended changes since when I initially went to present had to do with the collision data. And that's because of there's three different areas in which we've got to pull that data from. And I think we have it figured out now and so we believe this information is all be correct. And then there is a note, I think I may mention it at the last meeting, but you can see there's a note attached to the document from Angela Howard, Senior Systems Administrator for the Warsaw Police Department, as to an error from 2024 that had to do with the US 30 collisions. The actual amount in 2024 was 163, not 101.
It's always fun changing software, isn't it?
Anybody have any questions or anything? Chief Whitaker? You? Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's move down to new business. Truck route review. This is Dustin Dillon, been working on some things.
Yeah, this is gonna be kind of a fluid, process here, so we started noticing what seemed to be a more than normal number of semi-trucks on Center Street and some areas outside of the truck route, outside of necessary delivery trucks, from what it seems, so it kind of brought us to start looking into this, so we're in the initial phases right now, just reviewing the current truck routes, reviewing the current ordinances, making sure the signage, monitoring any PD issues, any damages. We've got a few traffic signal poles that have been,
the future.
Yeah.
Great. Well, you have some other items too, you might as well go ahead while you have the podium.
Yeah, no, we'll move on. So, it came up in the last meeting, I missed February's meeting, but in January about, McKinley and Center, Street and pulling out right there onto Center Street from McKinley heading south. Or whether you were going east or west, but facing south towards Center Street, right by the Jimmy John's location. So we reached out to Jimmy John's on the situation. We met with management, Joel, Captain Bean, Captain Keller, and Street Superintendent Joe Peter went with me. We were able to make great connection with them. They were very good to work with as far as allowing us to set up a mock situation. So ultimately, what we are going to try, the parking bumpers are currently setting a little close to the backside of the curb at Center Street. So we're gonna move those in about 4 foot from the back of the curb roughly to give a little bit more sight distance, and we're actually gonna eliminate that last stall. We wanted to be respectful to, you know, the tenants' rights and make sure that they were on board. They were more than willing to work with us. They were gonna reach out to the property owners, but super thankful for them for doing that. But as we all kind of agreed on site, that's gonna give it a significant amount of site distance to improve there. So we'll continually monitor that, but that's what we're gonna try. A lot of that won't happen until, we're gonna wait on some locates and some things to make some adjustments here, but, you'll see that in the next couple of weeks anyway.
It looks like you pulled in the right people to talk about that too. I drove by there and
Oh, we had the 18 lands. We brought.
had the 18 there, yeah. Right.
Thank you for doing that, because I've gotten lost.
Yeah, it was amazing when we were sitting out there, just setting up the mock scenario and talking it over and talking with the management of Jimmy John's, how many people came up and down that road. I mean, it is, this Kroger right there, is the workout center. It is a busy area. There's a lot of people going that way. So, again, just a safety modification and hopefully it'll ensure that for everybody.
Okay. And you had another intersection too that you were looking at.
Yeah, and I'll let Justin kind of take over this one. This was Washington and Center Street, but, he's had some contact with me also, and cover this one a little bit.
Yeah, so this covers some of the initiatives that Ride Walk has been working towards. Ride Walk is the bike and pedestrian advocacy group that's helped the city form a bike and pedestrian master plan, also adopt a complete streets policy, has been very instrumental over the last 15 or so years in everything to improve just the quality of life for residents in the city of Warsaw. So you've seen and approved some of the initiatives that we're looking at doing this year, one being the bike lane on
initiatives Ride Walk have?
We're looking at a lot of different things. We did get our Safe Streets for All grant, so there'll be more to come on that. But these were the main striping, bike lane projects this year that we're looking at, so just immediate needs. Safe Streets for All will be one of those ones that you'll probably get tired of hearing about here in a year or two, but it's one of those ones we're really excited about. So they're really pushing to get more trails, more things that benefit the whole community, that really drive that quality of life component for all of us.
These photos you have here, could you explain those a little for us, please? These are the intersections.
Yeah, and this packet was put together by Nate Callahan. He's here if you'd like to speak to it. I'm working on some additional documents just to get the exact quantities and layouts of these items. But the first one, the red dots, as you go to the YMCA downtown, those are the stop signs. And then the blue arrows are just showing the pathway that we are encouraging them to take. Split through some of these other ones. So the other document with the white arrows on it, that document is just to show an example of where the sharrows would be placed on the road. So it's not an exact replication of what that sharrow looks like. It's just showing, as you want to place them as you turn onto the road, as the motorist turn onto the road. It's a good, hey, be aware and cautious. There may be cyclists in this area. Let's see what other graphics we got here. So the one with the flower pots and the black collar, that is just an example of what a mobile could be. I don't know if we won't be using those flower pots, but we may explore different options to, like I said, the bumpers, the white bollards, just to create a little bit more of a safe feeling when you're walking and crossing that street and approaching out into the road. So the graphic has the red lines that go around the corners is just an example of what a daylighting project, the area that the daylighting project would recapture for the pedestrian. So that could take the form of seating or just a paint marking on the ground with no vertical elements, or we have lots of vertical elements that encourage that separation between the vehicles and pedestrian traffic. Again, we're not proposing anything at this time with this graphic that shows Indiana and Center. We're not showing anything right now being proposed at that intersection, but that may be something to explore in the future, especially as some of these other initiatives pick up downtown. We'd obviously be sensitive to truck movements and turning radiuses if it was proposed.
Nate, do you have anything that you'd like to add? Thank you for moving up there.
So,
Yeah, you can leave, you can
Okay.
leave there.
so thank you guys for taking this into consideration. Justin did a pretty good summary of this. Like he said, all we are presenting today is an idea or concept of what this might look like. Right now, just looking at the intersection of Washington and Center Street for the daylighting. And then the sharrows is just to provide some guidelines for someone who might be using the greenway of the safest way to get to the YMCA or to the Grove neighborhood there that's expanding with all the new development going in that area. We just want to provide them some guidelines or guidance as far as what's the safest route between those two places.
Thank you.
Yeah, one thing I did notice too on the potential multimodal trail, I know when we had lots of discussions about this before, I see shows going down Market, we were hopeful of maybe getting some other alternatives at this point.
Yeah, so right now, so I made this graphic last year, which is where this is coming from, but also right now, as far as where the greenway ends coming from the west, it ends at that intersection. So regardless, there is a node of the greenway that ends currently there right now, at that, on the southwest corner of Market and Columbia Street. So the dash line is just what we have currently, at least in the rag walk master plan. I mean, will be amendable and depending what the outcome of the Safe Streets for All grant design work, if we move forward with that grant. So that route is not set in stone at all.
So just for clarification, Nate, you're talking going north on Columbia Street over to, Fort Wayne Street, or up to Fort Wayne Street to the Y. is
Yeah.
what you're-
Yes.
Will there be any changes on that route as far as, is that a bike route that's going to that area where the blue dotted line is, or?
So currently, there are no marked routes of any kind, there's not any bike lanes or anything. Those streets are relatively quiet and narrow already. I know, for example, I think on most of these streets, cars don't even pass one another with the parked cars just because the streets are so narrow. So we wouldn't be adding anything like that, it's just a demarcation for cyclists that we think this is the safest route, and for drivers to remind them that they may see cyclists on the road.
I make a motion. First, find out if there are any more questions for Justin or Nate. Okay, what's your motion?
It's as if we needed one.
Oh, okay. What would your motion be?
I like it, good job.
You like it?
Thanks for putting the work in.
You moved it.
Yeah, just to be supportive, we support the Shero project to connect Market Street to the downtown YMCA would be.
So I made that motion.
All right, thank you, Jason. We have a second.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Cindy. All in favor of supporting this move? Say aye. Opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you,
For
guys.
support.
And just one side note on that topic, we are opening, our supply bids here for paper markings for latex and thermoplastic, paper markings here March 20th, so we'll know exactly what that costs to be, relatively quickly, but, a good inexpensive way to keep everybody aware.
Thank you, guys.
All right, committee and planning updates, anything we have from, planning? Committee reports or anything? All right, other matters that may come before the board?
A couple little small things, I do have a project going on right now, where it's a safety project we've been working on since last summer with, Detroit Pope Street. We had a city committee we had DS Engineering look into it, come up with some different options at that intersection of what we could potentially do, to improve the area, consisting of traffic volumes, traffic flow, traffic impacts of all shapes and sizes there. But they went through that, we asked them to narrow it down to, or they asked us to narrow it down to 3 different, scenarios. We've selected one that was most favorable for, the safety, the entire area at this time, with where it's at. And so we're waiting on them, I guess, the easiest way to say, they're coming up with a final presentation that we'll bring to Traffic Safety Commission here, in the near future. So just finalizing that now, but, just wanted to know that this came up many times over the last few years. So, we are working on that. There's been a significant investment in the research and, bringing in industry experts to look at this scenario. So, that'll be coming very soon.
Thanks for keeping that going for us, we appreciate that. Yeah, you always have questions. Anything else? Jeremy, you have something?
Just to let you guys know in the media, construction.
Jeremy.
Acres Road construction,
Yeah.
starts, March 16th, so the road will be closed on March 16th. There will be detours set up, so we'll be getting that out to, social media, the newspaper and so forth. So hopefully we can get that information out to the public, because there will be significant, traffic delays in using that route during this construction. It is set to be completed this year, so it will run to November, and every day is accounted for on the schedule, so it will be a tight construction window from start to finish.
Thank you, Jeremy. More to come, I'm sure. Okay. Any other matters that might come before the board? Jack?
Yes, I would like to request, I mean, we've looked at, stop arm violations, in the past. We've dealt with it. And I'm curious as to, if we've made any progress. What kind of numbers, I mean, maybe in the next month or two, you could maybe present us with some numbers of, how many people have been stopped or gotten ticketed, or, and has that gotten better or gotten worse, or is there a change? I guess I'm curious. I wanna make sure we're moving the ball in the right direction.
And I usually, I'll brief that school ends, like, the May, June, because then I'll brief the board and I'll brief traffic commission, what my year total is as far as that, but we got a presence. I mean, it's like, people are out there, I mean, the police are out there, everybody's, pulling over, I'll get texts from Joel, hey, I need this bus number, because I just pulled one over, and all that, so it's going well.
I know we've got an effort going forward. I've got some ideas, but I didn't wanna present them until I found out whether or not we're actually making a difference or not.
Right, you and I talked to, so, yeah, I'll have it all together, school ends the 23rd of May.
I work all the time, so it's always going.
No, and I'll add it to the board, like, the first, first weekend, or the first, our board meeting in June, so I'll brief my board, or our board, right after school is out, with my tool.
That probably depends on how much snow we have between.
Yeah, we're not gonna. It's one of those, but, no, I agree, it's something we can, pursue and look at.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
While you're on board,
Yep.
you got something on mind for,
It's brought to my attention about Scott and East Winona, as far as where Lakeview is, going from Scott to the crosswalk, there's no markings. So it's Scott and East Winona, right over by Pizza King, that area right there. And we've had a couple things in the last 2 years or so that have happened, but we don't have any kind of markings or anything, no crosswalk, no anything, so,
There was one put in at Scott and Winona last year.
the actual button.
No, not the button, but when you're talking markings.
Right, and there's not, like, I think I'm not speaking for him, but the superintendent would like to see an actual cross. Because we're not promoting the kids crossing there, but when they do. Because we do have kids that cross there.
I think this is coming out of a lot of conversations of what potentially is happening with the middle schools, which we have not made a final decision. And then there's a lot of other parties that are looking at Winona Avenue and what that project might look like. We're not encouraging, as Mark said, for kids to walk across the railroad track, but we could go monitor, we haven't done that, but we could probably go out there and set and see, but we're being told there's a lot of kids walking across there. And we're just questioning, there is maybe some, I think we're looking, is that a possibility as we move forward or whatever? Is there a button that could be set there so they can cross? Because they said kids are just running across the street without any regard. So we have not checked that, but that's just something we wanted to bring up. Maybe that's what we need to study a little bit. How many kids are actually walking across, what is that, Winona and
Scott.
Scott,
Yeah.
yeah. So, just something to think about as we move forward.
I mean, I can actually chime in, I pick up a middle schooler every day at that intersection. And I mean, there's, at a minimum, there's 50 kids that I would say that walk across that intersection.
Yeah, so the city of Warsaw signed an engineering contract to look at Winona Avenue. Part of that contract will involve getting schools together once we have all the preliminary work done, which is kind of identifying the right of way, the environmental, storm, where the sidewalks are at now. So getting all that information, put it on a piece of paper, and then just sort of the design concept phase. When we start that phase, it's our intent to get with the school to identify the preferred crossings, and then how we will deal with those crossings as part of the design, not only in safety, but also whether or not we do curb bump outs and other things to force or to try to direct the children to use certain crossings that we would like them and the school would like them to do. So that will all be part of that concept phase as we start the design of Winona Avenue. So it is coming, probably in the next month or so, we'll start to have all the groundwork laid, which will allow them to start meeting with Winona Avenue businesses and the school to start working on the finer details of that design.
Because we gave, Dr. Hoffer, myself, and Tracy gave Winona, what was that guy's name? I forget his name. Yeah, sorry, the business head for Winona.
Yeah,
Yeah, we met with him, he saw the plans for what's gonna happen. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's amazing, what the intent is. So hopefully it gets approved and everything, but it's gonna change Winona Avenue all over with what Dr. Hoffer has.
as far as the school and the middle school.
Yeah, combining the two together. I mean, it's-
Yeah, no, and we're well aware of that, which is part of the reason why we've highlighted Winona Avenue as one of our top projects. And we're in that beginning phase of that engineering, and we will bring not only the business owners in, but the school in as we get closer to start refining what that design looks like.
So then that takes me to Logan and Winona. The left coming down Winona, or I'm sorry, coming down Logan from Edgewood, backside. We would like to explore turning it into a no left-hand turn in certain hours of the day, in the mornings and the evenings.
Onto Winona,
Excuse me?
onto.
Yeah, onto
From
Winona.
Logan, that
So-
would be an NDOT thing.
That's a state road.
Because
But
it's
what
state
we-
road 25.
Where we place the signs at, is that, if it's in city limits, is it still, okay? Alright, so,
We'll have to contact the state.
okay. Cause, the traffic there gets bad, where it's like almost backed up.
Yeah, that's.
It backs up all the way to the bridge. Just for like one person making a left-hand turn on the road, so basically turning into what it's on Union. Except, just certain hours of the day, like, in the mornings and then in the evenings,
Right.
like a half hour, 45 minutes, so. Just to keep that flow of traffic going to where,
How long does it take for, you have buses that come out that way from Logan, trying to turn generally right
right,
onto Winona?
right, because we only make the rights come out, or they'll shoot off on the side roads, on Prairie, on all those roads, and we get jammed up going the other way. But, it's a good 10-15 minutes from the time they're released to go, and that doesn't count the traffic coming out of, Edgewood from school releasing, because that traffic gets all backed up, and so does the traffic coming out of the high school. So, it's something we can, start that process of exploring that, and see where it goes. It's only limited time, so. But Lance and I were talking, we were thinking if we put the signs on the corners, it's obviously, so, but, because that's another one.
Now anyone that touches the state roads is in,
Yeah, and,
we can reach out to them and see. I'll reach out to them and talk to them.
so basically we're pursuing the same thing as like Union Street. And that works out well.
I take it we had to go through the state there at Union Street when we did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, state, us,
Process.
I believe.
Yeah, I don't know who was all on the board when we traffic counts, when we did the Union, Street, so I imagine we'll be entering it kind of the same. So it's good to bring it to their attention, but it'll be a much larger study look at it, before they would just put any signs or allow any restriction on State Road 25. Is that why?
Even though it's, the restriction isn't on 25, it's getting to 25.
Restricting it.
Okay. Good to know. Any other matters might come before the board?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Joel.
So moved.
We have a second. Justin, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, we'll see you, we do not have a meeting in April. We have a lot of people going south to warmer weather, maybe, or maybe it's colder down there.
So hopefully next meeting will be at the council chambers. Good. That'd be in, yeah, May.
All right, thank you, everyone.